Michelle,
Hi.
First of all, I think I probably speak for half the nation when I say thank you for speaking out about this, because there will be a lot of people who empathise with your situation. But just how bad did things get for you?
Awful. I think it's really, and I've had such a massive response from the point that I started talking about my experience. And as you say, I know that so many people have felt the same way, and I can't even explain it. I just got to the point where I was unhappy for a long, long time, and being depressed is something that you can't really explain. It's not like just being sad, you know. It's not, oh, I've lost a job or a boyfriend or my house has fallen through or whatever and I'm sad. Depression is something, for me, that happens in spite of your circumstances. You can't get rid of it. For me, it was like a constant feeling in my tummy. It was like a constant feeling in my head. It was a constant cloud of sadness. No matter what I did, who I was with, where I was, I couldn't get rid of it. And it went on for such a long time. And I just kind of thought it was normal. And that made it worse, because then I used to think, well, what have I got to be sad about? Everything was OK in my life. So I couldn't even rationalise it either.
And you said there, despite circumstances, because there will be some people who think, oh, but she's a gorgeous girl with a fantastic career. What has she got to be sad about? But depression can affect anybody at any point, and does, doesn't it?
Yeah, depression doesn't discriminate. It doesn't matter if you're old, young, rich, poor, successful, not. It's irrelevant. It's an illness. And for me, I just got to the point where I was so low that there was no two ways about it. I wanted to die. It wasn't a flippant, I'm out on a Friday night and I suddenly got this wave of a feeling. And it wasn't like that. It was a constant, absolute certainty that I did not want to live. The only reason that I didn't commit suicide was I did not want to hurt my mum, my family. That was the only thing. And I know a lot of people will talk about suicide and say it's a very selfish thing. I think, on the contrary, I think that if you're feeling like that, you feel like you're a burden to everybody around you often, and it's the worst feeling. It's horrible.
So what made you think, I need to get help, I've got a problem here, and kind of acknowledge the depression?
I didn't think that. To me, I didn't even realise I had a problem. I just felt that I did not want to be alive. It was a constant feeling that didn't go away. And then I decided that I was going to do something about that. And then I went to go and see my mum, not to seek help, but to tell her that, look, this is what I'm going to do. My mum, sadly, has already lost a child. My big sister passed away just before she was 20, and I'd seen the effect that had on me and my mum, and I didn't want my mum ever to be going through life thinking I could have done something to save Michelle, or I should have done something. So I went to my mum purely to tell her that this is what I was going to do. There was nothing she could do about it, and I just wanted her to be reassured that she couldn't have done anything. And obviously my mum was heartbroken. That's not what you want your daughter to tell you, is it?
And what happened then? I mean, how instrumental was your mum in getting help for you?
Well, she was heartbroken, and she kind of wanted me to go to the doctors and talk to the doctor. So I kind of went, almost just out of respect for my mum, not because I thought I had a problem. I still didn't really think I had a problem, and people can't understand that. People will say, well, you must have known you had a problem, but I didn't. It just felt normal. I just felt with absolute conviction I wanted to die. I didn't want to be here. And when I went to the doctors, all I'd heard was, like, I'd seen movies, or I'd heard the word sectioned, so I thought, you know, if I get sectioned, that might be what helps me. And in hindsight, I think what I wanted someone just to scoop me up and look after me and just make it all right again.
And what did help you? How did you change things?
Well, the doctor made me realise that I was probably poorly. So I went on antidepressants. I got a lot of therapy. You know, the therapy that I needed, I wasn't quite able to access as quickly as I needed it through the doctors, so I went privately and did a lot of private therapy. I was put on a care plan, so I had to go back to the doctors every week just to check in. I had a friend came to stay with me and make sure that I was OK, and it was just the worst time. It was the worst feeling. I wouldn't ever wish it on my worst enemy, because I hated myself. It was horrible.
And there will be people watching this who think, oh, but for me, there isn't a light at the end of the tunnel. I can't see a way out of this. What would you say to them?
I would say to them, I've been there. I've been in a situation where nobody could persuade me otherwise. I wanted to end my life. It wasn't because of something. It was in spite of everything. And I didn't believe that there was a light at the end of the tunnel. I didn't even recognise I was poorly. And I sit here now, I don't want to die. Life's awesome. I'm very blessed and privileged to be here. And it's only because I spoke out and I got some help. And what I would say, if anybody is feeling like this, we don't deserve to live sad. You don't deserve to be unhappy. You deserve to be happy. Speak to somebody. If you've got someone in your family, talk to them. ring the Samaritans, do whatever you need to do, because I promise you, life, it is amazing, but you've got to get through that.
Are you quite conscious now of making yourself happy and being mindful?
Yeah, so I would say I don't take my mental health for granted anymore. I think we go to the gym, we work on our physical bodies, but we don't do the same with our mind. We're a little bit embarrassed. You know, for me, when I first started talking about this, I was cringing inside. I felt ashamed and I felt embarrassed and I felt afraid of what the reaction was going to be. And now what I try to do is I don't take my mental health for granted. I work hard. I try hard to be mindful of my thoughts, to be positive, and it sounds so corny, but I've realised how important it is to like myself, like who I am, and it's essential to like who you are.
No, I think that's good advice, Michelle. And like you say, we work on our body, we worry about our legs and our arms and our bingo wings, but maybe we need to put a bit of effort into this as well. Michelle, thank you so much for talking to us, and good luck going forward.
Thank you.
Good to see you smiling and so happy now.